Hello, everybody, and welcome to Absolute Comics. I am your 50% of your hosts. I'm Sal, and joined today by Dan. Dan, thank you so much for being here, man.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, Dan, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, why you're here, and you know, then we'll get started because I want to make sure, you know, this is one of the few Absolute Comics episodes where we can see you.
Yes.
And you do other things, and I thought it'd be important to mention that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Dan, the producer over at Comicstorian. I run a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. Many of you have probably heard my voice chime in every now and then during the podcasts. Yeah, I basically do just a lot of stream and podcast stuff with Comicstorian. I stream over by myself at twitch.tv/Silu91 as well, CYLOO91. If you want to check out my personal stuff where I just chat and play a bunch of Apex. But yeah, I mean, that's me in a nutshell right there.
Nice. If you, of course, want to catch this show, if you're watching it right now, you're watching on twitch.tv/comicstorian. But, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and check out Absolutely Marvel and DC, our other channel, where we make shorter videos that are all about speculation on the comic book news and movie landscape. Of course, as Winter Soldier / Falcon rolls forward, we're getting very, very close to that release. You're going to see a plethora of content on that channel, so make sure to subscribe over there as well. But we got plenty to talk about right now, so you know we don't even have time to promote ourselves at youtube.com/comicpop or twitch.tv/comicpop. We have so much stuff to talk about. For example, and by the way, I want to also give a quick shout out to Dan for not just being, you know, the prettier half of the show, but also for the curation of our topics today and every day. Dan, thank you so much for putting together these lists, because without you, I would just be like, I don't know, I read Spider-Man the other day. It's kind of, you know, okay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think we got some good stuff today.
I think so, too. Kicking things off, we got Infinite Frontier, which starts recapping Batman Urban Legends, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Nightwing, the Joker. Yes, the Infinite Frontier has begun, and we are in it. And I don't know about you. You read comics week to week, like me, so you are probably as well-versed in the comparison of Infinite Frontier to Rebirth. People are making all kinds of connections. I don't see it. I don't feel that kind of like next iteration of Rebirth. I kind of feel like this is kind of afterthought, where it's like, we got a bunch of stuff coming out. We don't want to have to change any more than we already have because we had to switch gears after 5G. So let's just call it Infinite Frontier, but do whatever we were going to do, you know, when we started this whole thing. Because I read Batman Urban Legends. It's basically the Batman book if you don't like what's going on in any of the Batman books.
Right.
But it has no real connection to anything. It's just kind of a bunch of fun stories. By the way, I love the issue. I don't know if you read it, but it's
it's a great issue.
It's a bunch of really fun stories. You get Chip Zdarsky finally doing a Batman story, and it just so happens to be a Red Hood story. Good stuff.
No, I completely agree. It doesn't feel as much of like a full restart like Rebirth felt. Like Rebirth definitely had that vibe of, hey, remember everything? Now you don't. Here's the new stuff. Here's what's going on. Whereas this was kind of like a, hey, we just took a big step, but we're still continuing the majority of stuff. A lot of the stuff is the same. We're changing small little bits here and there, but overall, I think it's doing a great job. I'm enjoying this whole Wonder Woman being Lady Sif in Asgard.
Yes.
We've got Nightwing, which came out today, which started off very strong. I'm actually really excited to see where that's going to go. Yep. But yeah, like you said, there's not too much to this that feels truly like the beginning of a new era, so to speak.
Right, like you read Infinite Frontier 0, it does set up a couple of things. It really does feel like a sampler comic, but at the end, you get the big Darkseid reveal, and you're kind of like, oh. And it's not so much an with my curiosity piqued as much as I say, you do have an idea, like an overarching plan. It just doesn't have that kind of like oomph that the last one did.
Yeah.
That being said, the books that are coming out, they're fun. I got to read actually every book that is referenced in this list, from Justice League to Nightwing to the Joker. I know Joker came out last week, but how'd you like it?
The Joker I thought was really good. It's more of Jim Gordon and the Joker.
Yeah, but you wouldn't buy a Gordon book.
Oh, no.
But they'll buy a Joker book, especially if you see, because Joker's almost on every single page of that Joker book. So you can't say it's not, but it very much is. And by the way, their marketing is on point, because like, I would not normally buy a Joker book, but I would buy a Gordon book. But I needed to buy a Joker book for my review show, and now I know it's a Gordon book. So we were able to say, like, by the way, you know, obviously everybody else is going to go buy a Joker book because Joker's so popular. But if you were on the fence, it's actually a secret Gordon book, so you could just read that and enjoy it.
Exactly. And it's like because it's focused on James Gordon, it adds like more of a connection feel to it. Like you read it and you're like, okay, I'm seeing what it's like to have to deal with the Joker. Whereas if it was what probably most people were expecting of just directly about the Joker, it's just going to be killing people in very sadistic ways. There's not really that much that you can make it interesting, but they really grabbed me on that first issue. And I was like, okay, I'm really excited to read this. I have not really cared about Jim Gordon this much before. I thought he was a great character, don't get me wrong, but like this made me go, okay, there's a lot to this. I am ready to go into Jim Gordon hunting for the Joker across the world. Like that's just amazing.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Joker pay his taxes, order food in a restaurant, wipe his ass. Like none of this is interesting to me, but watching Gordon in the next phase of his life, because like everything's cyclical. So like right now, Green Arrow's wealthier than Batman, Alfred's dead, Gordon's on the hunt for the Joker in Bermuda. But we all know that one day Gordon will be commissioner again. We all know that Batman will be richer than God again. We all know that all of those things are going to get put back into the toy chest. But while we're here, Gordon has gone on a really interesting journey, and this issue alone, and I got to give major props to Jamestown and the Fourth for having the experience, or at least the breadth of knowledge to go like, I'm going to tie this in with pretty much every version of Gordon you know. Do you like Gordon from year one? I'm going to make references to year one. Did you like Gordon from the Bat Money era? Well, guess what? I'm going to reference why he looked so young during that series. Like,
yes, I
every
loved
version
that
of Gordon
bit.
is in there. Yeah, right? Like, Barbara made me dye my hair. I don't know why I'm doing it anymore. I'm old. And I'm like, fair enough, Jim. I can't argue with that.
I honestly, if those of you listening and watching, if you have not picked up the Joker yet, definitely pick it up. It's worth reading the first issue. I think it's a fantastic issue. The Justice League comic that came out today was a little confusing because of the fact that we had Barry, who in Infinite Frontier Zero is part of the Justice League Incarnate or whatever, like monitoring the multiverse, and then they're like, nope, he's here at the Justice League. I'm like, okay, I'm clearly missing something.
No, don't worry, you're not. Bendis gonna Bendis. That's literally just, I remember reading it and going, that's Bendis. Bendis is now on Justice League. Yeah, and that's why I picked it up, because I love Bendis team books. I think he does such a great job balancing character and giving a voice to characters that don't normally have one. And I'm excited to see that. Of course, obviously, his own original creation, Naomi, is going to be shunted into the story.
Actually, you know what? Now that you say that, the Naomi showing up in it makes so much more sense now. I mean,
right? Yeah. Plus the use of Black Adam, and I'm sure that's corporate, but like, I'm not surprised that, Black Adam will be like their century character. But yeah, I enjoyed the issue. I liked the art. I liked the banter. It was like every Bendis book that I've read over the last 10, 15 years. It read in a flash, no pun intended. It was just like, oh, it's over.
Right.
Oh, not much happened in this issue, huh? They fight a guy and then they leave.
Yeah.
Okay. And another big guy! Bendis! Another big monster from far away that nobody knows.
I'm pretty sure it's something tells me it's the same villain that he used actually in the Naomi series.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, he is from Naomi's dimension, world,
something like that.
Space, whatever, yeah. I gotta pick up more of Naomi, because I only read the first arc. I don't know. Was that all that there was? I remember reading the arc.
She was in the first arc and then jumped over into Young Justice.
Young Justice. Yeah, I dropped that book.
Probably the best. No, I'm actually really excited. Like for all of these, I'm really excited. The Batman Urban Legends, I think I'm least excited for, just because there's nothing crazy about it. The only one in it that I'm weirdly excited for was actually Grifter. Like I'm weirdly like growing on the character where I'm like, you know what? I kind of like the idea of a guy
cool
that's
looking.
kind of being a villain, but not being a villain, but maybe he is, but maybe he's. It's like a lot to it, and I'm like, okay. I actually don't know enough about this guy that I can't just go, oh, it's going to be like this story or this story or this one. But yeah, I mean, all the Infinite Frontier started surprisingly strong.
Yeah,
despite
I think so,
not
but
being a great rebirth, new everything kind of thing.
No, there's no. I feel like there isn't a very clear directive headline. You know, even comparing it to Future State. You know, Future State was obviously like, it's nothing, don't worry about it, but here it is, buy it. I kind of got what it was about and what they were trying to do with it, and how like it had its own kind of like tone and cohesion. This is just kind of like, please keep buying DC. We're calling it Infinite Frontier. Like, that's really how it feels. And it's like, okay, you put Tom Taylor on night. It's more like you shuffled your creators in the best way possible. Like, hey, Wonder Woman looks really cool and her status quo is interesting. Okay, I'll check that out. You put Tom Taylor on Nightwing. The book is unexpectedly excellent. Justice League. Bendis does better on team books.
Yes.
Let's put him on one, and maybe people will complain less. He'll still obviously be writing about Superman as much as he wants to, so everyone gets what they want.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay. This is all a no-brainer. I'm still buying your books. So, and then the Joker book, which is just, we need more money. And it's like, yeah, well, make it a Jim Gordon book and I'll give you my money.
Exactly. They were like, we need more money. And it's like, okay, well, you definitely earned it, so take it. Take my money.
Right. Yeah, because let me tell you something. I haven't read a Nightwing book in forever, and I will be reading this until Taylor leaves the series.
I am in the same boat. I have not really read a single Nightwing since, I want to say, Grayson.
Yeah,
until now.
Exactly.
It's
I
amazing.
just hope they don't John Wick him.
They're gonna John Wick him? What do you mean by that? Like kill the dog? Don't tell
kill
me
the
that.
dog.
Oh, I would. Oh,
Yeah.
I would be very upset.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I think they're gonna do it because Taylor knows how to break your heart.
That is very true. He is
Yeah.
fantastic at doing that. So
Yeah, but Infinite Frontier, cool. You know, I don't have much more to say outside of just reviewing every issue, and I don't think anybody wants to watch that. So
nah, but if they do, on Thursdays at twitch.tv/comicstorian, Andy and myself do actually review all the different comics that did come out throughout the week. So if you want to hear my opinion and Andy's opinion, check that out.
that's right. And if you want to watch me do it, Mondays.
There you go.
But yeah, so Doctor Strange 2, I'm very excited about this news. If it is news indeed, it is, of course. It's more like rumor, but CBR is reporting on it, and they're like an actual news source. But Doctor Strange 2 is to revamp the character's costume to be more comic accurate, with more color, and to bring back the epic large collar to the cloak. If this is true, yay. Like, good.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange, I think Cumberbatch has done a great job with the character. I think that everyone other than the guy who directed the movie has done an excellent job with that character. You know what I mean? Like I prefer Doc to in any other version besides his own movie. I like the movie fine, but it's not like it's nothing to write home about. And you know, in everything else, he's more powerful and he's more fun. He also got the fun gloves, and only in Thor Ragnarok, I'm hoping the gloves come back. But yeah, I think with Sam Raimi, who clearly likes Doctor Strange, given if you're a big Raimi fan or a big Raimi meme fan, in Spider-Man 2, the only other superhero ever referenced that's in the Marvel Universe in a Raimi movie from Spider-Man is Doctor Strange.
That's right. I totally forgot that they reference him.
Yeah, when they're coming up with names for Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
And, Hoffman's like, Doctor Strange, that's really good, but it's taken. Yes.
Yes.
Like, that's Raimi writing on the wall. I want to do a Doctor Strange movie.
Right. So when I was reading the article for this, one of the biggest things that they were saying was that the problem with the collar in the first movie was that they were saying it'll block the actor's face from a lot of different angles, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, the collar does go up to the height of his head, but they can do it. And I truly think that they can. They will. I'm hoping that they'll also bring back the gloves officially, the emblem on his chest.
Yes.
Like, the more comic accurate costumes we get in the movies and the TV shows, I understand that, like, the directors and stuff, they're like, nah, it's going to look stupid. It won't be good. They don't understand that the fans want that. We want to see the epically huge cloak collar of, like, the crazy, like, gold gloves that he wears that look like he's about to do the dishes. Like,
yes.
It's just so perfect. And so I'm really glad that we're moving towards the more comic accurate. And I'm hoping that because I would consider this more of the goofier comic accurate costumes, that I think if it does well across the board, they're going to be like, do the comic accurate. Let's just do it. Let's make it what they want. Plus, we don't have to design anything. It's in a comic right there. Just make it
right.
Cosplay.
I am one of the few people who, when watching WandaVision, you know, it's obviously done tongue-in-cheek in a fun way to have Vision and Wanda look like their comic book counterparts.
Yes.
On the Halloween episode. But when we got Wanda's new suit, which I'm a fan of, by the way, she got the tiara thing. I gotta tell you, I kind of prefer the one from Halloween.
Yes, it wasn't red enough.
It wasn't not big or red enough.
Yeah.
The one that she had in the Halloween, I'm like, it's growing on me. Gotta tell you, like, not that I don't like everything else, not that I think that, you know, you need to go full comic book with all these outfits. But there's some things I'm just like, you know, if you keep that one thing, you know, if Doctor Strange is a big, ridiculous cloak and it is red, I think you're going to work out okay. I think, you know, if we find out there's like a real Eye of Agamotto that isn't an Infinity Stone, he better have that thing front and center.
Yeah.
And I want to see that. There are ways to make it work. And I think that ultimately it all comes down to texture. At the end of the day, it's about texture. When you see the comic accurate, like tongue-in-cheek joke costumes, like in the Netflix series or in any of the movies, when like Steve Rogers is wearing his comic accurate Captain America suit when he's doing the stage shows in First Avenger, like, that's cloth. It looks like the comic book, but for some reason it doesn't sell, and the reason, texture. If you look at the Civil War / Homecoming Spider-Man suit, it looks like the comic, but if you get really close to there, you see like there's bumps, there's little like rivets and stuff. Like there's something about it, the texture of a superhero suit, that if you add that, for whatever reason, it sells it better. Maybe it catches light better, maybe it comes off on camera better, maybe it doesn't look as flat. I don't know what it is, but you know, just got to get that texture in there. That's what it's all about.
Oh, definitely. Because, yeah, it makes it feel more like it's a part of the real world. It feels like the comic in the real world, as opposed to just, we grab the comic and we put him in a spandex suit that is colored the same way. Like, that's a great way to say it, though. The texture is really what makes it.
Because it works at Comic-Con. You know, like cosplay, you want to do a one-to-one comic book accurate suit, and it's just like a spandex outfit. Sometimes that works, but even then, like those great Spider-Man suits you see, there's a little texture on it, or there's shading. There's just something about it. You gotta go that extra mile, and I'm very hopeful, because the Spider suit in the Raimi trilogy got better as it progressed.
Right.
And I think that, you know, Raimi has had a lot of experience with makeup and effects and costuming. So if anybody is going to get the Doctor Strange suit right, if they're going to change it at all, I think we can trust Raimi to do that. So I'm hyped. Like, show me more. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for that first still that we get when we finally get to see what they do to it. Oh,
yeah.
I'll be excited.
And I heard he has. I heard that Cumberbatch also has been growing in his facial hair.
Ooh.
So maybe we might be getting a more comic accurate facial hair for Doctor Strange, like maybe a longer mustache.
If we get
I'd
a
be okay with
comic accurate one, and if they bring back the proper facial hair and they do not have the moment of him with Tony Stark of facial hair bros, what's the point?
Well, Stark's dead, but maybe there'll be like a flashback or something. I don't
exactly,
know.
something.
Or a multiversal Stark. That'd be fun.
There you go. Everyone loves the multiverse. Plus, that's the whole name of the movie.
Yeah. That's true. Speaking of other movies, Zack Snyder's Justice League is receiving some good reviews after early viewings.
Yes.
Here's a quote. It has a handful of flaws, but they're largely outweighed by the sense of grandiosity and earnest spectacle on display. This is from comicbook.com. Yeah, I heard that for all intents and purposes, the Snyder Cut was basically given to people who've always wanted to see the Snyder Cut. So,
yeah.
Understandably so, it's like it's got like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. But the criticisms that I've heard are mild at best. It's more like, if you don't like Zack Snyder's vision, you're probably not going to like this movie. If you didn't like Justice, like it is basically the same movie, just longer and with more attention being given to certain characters. And it's like, oh, okay. Like it feels like it's made by one person, which is all anybody wants when they see a movie at this point.
Exactly. I really hope the reviews are true. But I think it's really good that they are positive, because with it being a monster of a 4-hour-long movie, I think if you heard anything that was some like people going,
skip it.
Exactly. Like, it's so much time to invest to watch this that if you hear something negative, you're not going to go, well, you know what? I'm going to take 4 hours of my day and watch this thing that a lot of people are saying negative things about. So I'm really hoping that once it's public for everyone, we don't learn that they had only given it to people who they knew were going to say positive things.
Yes. It's funny. I had a similar situation because I thought the movie was coming out on Monday or Tuesday, like on the 15th. I had heard something about that, and then it turns out, no, it's Thursday. But in preparation, I was like, I'm not going to watch Justice League again. I'm not going to watch the Whedon version, because why would I watch another bad movie to prepare for a 4-hour version of the same movie?
Right.
So my plan was I was going to watch Batman vs. Superman, the Ultimate Edition on HBO Max, and I saw it was 3 hours, and I'm like, nah, I remember that movie enough. I don't need to see a 3-hour version. Like, I'm going to watch a 3-hour movie to prepare for the 4-hour movie? No. If I unexpectedly love this movie, like if I go insane and wind up loving this 4-hour cut, I will lovingly go back and watch the 3-hour Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition to prepare myself or fill in any gaps. But for now, I think I only have room in my week for one 3+ hour long Justice League movie. So
I'm very hopeful. This did make me go, because obviously we're going to have to watch it no matter what. This made me think, okay, at least I'm probably going to get into something that I'm not going to hate for 4 hours, but I'm actually hopeful. And I mean, hey, it's got promise. I'm excited. So
it's got to be better than the last one. That's my expectation. No, it's true. I mean, I will say, like, there were some fun moments in that Justice League movie, and I hope that I hope it's good. Like, because I don't want to waste 4 hours. I want everybody who has been clamoring for this movie to get what they've always wanted, and I want it to be over. Like, I don't want to hear about, give us the Whedon, or give us the Snyder verse. Like, give us more. And it's like, no. You got your movie. It's 4 hours. And I'm one of those people who's also really glad that it is a 4-hour movie and not a series, because movies are not meant to be broken up into like bite-sized pieces to be viewed over a period of time. I'm looking at you, Quibi, from Beyond the Grave.
I mean, that's fair. I am actually curious whether or not that may hurt it, because seeing something as one 4-hour movie is a little bit more daunting than going, oh, it's 4 episodes, that's hour-long episodes.
Oh yeah, no, it's much more palatable to do it that way, but I'm a movie fan, and I'm a completist, and I'd much rather just watch the whole thing. I don't want to drag it out, especially if, like, the movie has like a weird moment in it that stops at the hour mark. It's gonna
Right.
discourage me from wanting to continue it. It's like no. Just sit there. You've locked yourself in. Watch the whole thing. Plus, that's how most people are probably gonna watch it anyway.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Same. Oh, so you were. This is not inflammatory. This is more like there was an eye-catching article that you posted, and I had to read it immediately. And I was like, oh, okay, you clickbaiting bastard. Marvel's next Captain America will be a young gay man called Aaron Fisher. What? No. Writer Joshua Trujillo, artist Jan Bazaldua says, who have created the character, describe him as an openly gay person who admires Captain America and fights against evil to help those who are almost invisible to society. He appears to be a street-level hero and less worldwide, fight superhero and extraterrestrial threats level hero. Yeah, the idea here is there's going to be a Captain America story where Cap basically, I think it's called the United States of Captain America.
Yep. That's
which reminds me of the song "The United States of Whatever."
right.
But yeah, the series or whatever, it's written by Christopher Cantwell with art by Dale Eaglesham. The United States of Captain America is the idea is Cap's going to be going like around the country and meeting different embodiments of Captain America.
Yeah. Honestly,
Which
it seems
yeah.
like a We Are Robin, but with Captain America.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Fine. You know what? Like, okay, that sounds fun. I would like to see what different regions of America interpret Captain America to be, and see them, on display. Especially because like it's not like an all new, all different Captain America where Steve Rogers is gonna die again and retire again, and
Right.
and this character is gonna be like the new Captain America, and be bumping elbows with Tony Stark and Carol Danvers. Like no, this is a Cap for their area, like their neighborhood, which I think is really cool. Like, and that's fun. Why not? And I like the design. It's a cute idea.
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
it was good, but definitely a clickbait article that I had to throw on the list. Because
I know, I was like, next Captain America is going to be a young gay man. I'm like, what? I'm not even complaining, but I am like, that was a bold move. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
Exactly. But I believe the costume that he's wearing is very reminiscent of the original Captain America. Or one of the old school Captain America ones, I should say.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking at it now, and it reminds me very much of like because like the shield is kind of in the similar. Well, I think what is the shield made of? It looks like it might be like a trash can lid, or I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, the suit's fun. It's clearly like it's makeshift. It is on a budget. The character design is actually really fun. I kind of dig it. Both in and out of the suit. It seems to me to be very Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales inspired.
Yes.
In terms of, like there is an element of graphic art influence. There's like a homemade quality while still having like a very expensive design degree involved.
Right.
You're like, damn, Miles knows how to design a suit with spray paint.
Yeah.
And so apparently does Aaron, which is cool. Like, all right, nice.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be fun, so.
Yeah. Apparently Aquaman 2 is going to be filming this summer with the working title Necris. Apparently Necris in the comics is another underwater domed city, similar to Atlantis, that only exists for very brief intervals of time and never appears in the same place twice. Okay. I knew that they were working on Aquaman 2 because I heard that they fired Amber Heard.
I actually don't know the full details on that, and I completely forgot to look into the verification of that because
Me too.
most people have heard of the chaos that is that entire situation. I'm not going to say one way or the other because I actually don't know what they did decide on.
Right.
But anyway.
As a matter of fact, I was just literally looking it up right now. Apparently, it is still in question.
It is okay.
At least as far as far back as March 1st, people are still questioning whether that's true.
So we'll probably find out when we start seeing stills from the set of Aquaman 2, and it's like, she's either not there or it's someone else.
Yeah, because, I mean, the fact is you don't necessarily need Mera. You don't need to, like, hastily recast Mera for your Aquaman 2. Mm-hmm. But if you remember your Aquaman movie, you know, she's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And the way that they set him up, you know, he's in charge of Atlantis now. You know, like,
exactly.
You can't tell us a small story about a guy, you know, who's reluctant to take up the mantle. Like, no, he did that.
Yeah.
Now what?
Plus, it would not be the first time that a significant character got recast. I mean, just look at Rhodey in Iron Man. Got recast in Iron Man 2.
Rachel Dawes in Batman.
Another
complete recast. Yeah, they do it all the time. The Hulk was recast.
Yes. One of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually really excited for this because I did look into Necris when looking up this article, because my first thought was, what? I've never heard this name before, and considering Aquaman 1 was basically like 3 or 4 different story arcs combined into a single movie, right. I think that this has a lot of good potential because they covered a lot of standard Aquaman lore and storylines of the like Battle for the Throne, his like just pretty much everything they covered. And I feared that they weren't going to have an option for a story for the second one because they had done everything. And I think this city that's like Atlantis that randomly shows up out of nowhere could throw so many wrenches into the system of it shows up in a spot that causes like the Justice League to have a problem with it, and then Aquaman's the one that has to deal with it because it's in the ocean, or it causes trouble with the surface world, and everyone's like, oh, well, it's an underwater city, it's got to be Atlantis, let's fight Aquaman because that's the logical solution for this.
Naturally.
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be kind of cool.
You know, it's still going to be directed by James Wan, who did a really good job with the last one.
Yep.
I think that because we got like the biggest Lord of the Rings fight of all time in a DC movie, twice in that movie, I think that we could get away with it being kind of an intimate story. Like, you know, it's got big stakes, but you know, maybe it's just Mongo versus Aquaman, and it's just kind of like about the two of them. I think there's plenty of room and potential. I do still love Jason Momoa, and I enjoyed Aquaman, so I'm not like hyped, you know, because I know virtually nothing about this movie. Also, you know, what's even happening? We do know, I guess, that the DC Cinematic Universe Aquaman is still Jason Momoa because he's getting Aquaman 2. You know, we're not going to be making sequels in a universe with no continuation.
Yeah,
I'm
excited because we know nothing about this. Because, like you said, Aquaman 1, it was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was actually one of my favorite of the DC movies. I know I'm not in the majority there, but
I dug that. Yeah,
I thought it was really good, and it gave enough to make you enjoy the character in that world. And so, not knowing anything is actually making me really hopeful for it. So
yeah. Do we know anything about that Trench movie that they were going to make? You know, the spinoff where it was just about the Trench and the and the monsters.
There was supposed to be a movie of just about the Trench? I don't remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it was like a spin-off that was just going to be a straight-up horror movie. I don't know how far along in production or pre-production they were for it, but I remember like there was a lot of rumblings about that. I saw that in the article about this, Juan does directly reference like the horror angle of the Trench sequence. So I think he said like, I want to do that again, or at the very least, like he's a horror movie director. He's going to have horror elements in this movie. So, you know, I'm excited, at least as far as like infusing elements of something that I don't normally associate with Aquaman into this movie.
Right.
You know, like when I see Aquaman, you know, I'm thinking like maybe badass warrior, maybe like maybe an action movie, but but horror. But he does a great job, and that one shot. Every time I think of Aquaman, I think of that one shot, that wide of the boat being besieged by by those creatures and like being illuminated by lightning. I was like, this is dope.
Yeah,
this is cool.
I wonder if that's actually. If maybe that
comics?
idea actually is getting combined into the reason why this is the necklace of like the mysterious city, and they went, okay, people might not care about the trench. What if we made an entire city about that and put that
Seriously. Because here's the thing, with the trench movie, I was like, will I see that? I don't know. But like, if you just make an Aquaman movie where he fights monsters, I guess I'll go see that.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
come on. So yeah, I'm excited for that. That's cool.
Yeah, me too.
And finally, I don't know if you watched this or not, but I did just to prepare for this. But
I did as well.
The final trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier released today. It looks amazing. Pardon me. Well, to cut that out. Or leave it in, make it human. But the final trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier released today. It looks amazing, but Feige tells fans, temper your expectations. It will not be quite 8 hours. Mm-hmm. But regardless of length, it looks like it's going to be a promising show with high entertainment value, just like WandaVision. I think in the wake of WandaVision, Feige and everyone involved in that show is going to be like, okay, first of all, Mephisto is not in this show. There will be no X-Men in this show. We're telling a story about these guys.
Right.
Don't think any further, Pat. Thor's not gonna show up in this show. Like we're just doing a show about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe Steve will be in the movie. Maybe. Like that's as far as your expectations should take you. But like Tony Stark isn't gonna come out of the multiverse. Wolverine isn't appearing in this show. It's just about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like maybe you'll see Sam Wilson in the Captain America suit at the end of the show. Maybe.
Right.
And it's like, fair enough.
I do think, corrects me if I'm wrong, did I see Mockingbird in the trailer?
I think that was Sharon Carter, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, like that would have been amazing to
Right?
see, like Palacky as Mockingbird from Shield in this would have been like, what? She's a great actress. She's fun. She would have been a great idea. But that being said, I am honestly really happy to see Sharon in this show.
Yeah.
I think that Sharon was a really fun character. I think that the actor played her did a really nice job with her. And I'm sad that she, like, after Civil War, that's the end of her. Like, we just don't see her ever again. And I'm glad to see that we're going to carry her over because she's cool, she's capable, and now that Steve has had, he's had his lady love and he's a million years old, Sharon could hook up with Bucky or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So the trailer, for those of you who have not seen it, go see it so that you can understand what we're talking about. It honestly looked like an insane action movie that's being turned into a show. And I originally, because of the way that WandaVision was, it did start off a little slow. It did feel like a standard TV show. This truly looks and feels like it's going to be one long action movie split up. This honestly looks like what the Snyder Cut was going to be when put into 4 different episodes, but done correctly, of like it's purposed for this as opposed to we made it and then cut it up. No, this looks like it's going to have so much action, so much awesome fight scenes, and end in ways that make you go, I need to see next week's episode.
Oh yeah. No, I having watched the trailer and knowing what to expect from the show, or not knowing what to expect from the show, I am very, not concerned, but apprehensive that every episode I'm going to go, oh no, it's over. Like,
Right.
there were like, I remember when we used to watch all the Netflix shows for our channels, and I would watch Daredevil or Luke Cage, and at the end of every episode, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll watch another one.
Yeah.
But those were just kind of heavy. and emotionally exhausting.
Yeah.
This looks like it's just going to be like, yeah, whoa, like, and then credits, and you're like, no, wait, what? Like it looks like they're literally like, we wrote a Marvel movie, and we gave it to like a TV script doctor who came up with those little like moments to wrap up little action sequences with credits, and then go, that's how you're going to release it. Like when he said it's not quite 8 hours, I'm thinking more like 6.
Something between there, I think was what they said.
And I'm fine with that. Like I wanted, like this trailer made me think, man, I kind of just wanted to see Captain America 4. Like I kind of wanted this to be Captain America 4.
Yeah.
And it basically is. And if it is, then I'm getting 2 Captain America 4s because this movie is super long.
Yeah.
And that's kind of awesome.
No, I'm really excited because there's so much that if this was just a normal movie, that would be the off-scene, off-panel stuff that's just mentioned. Whereas because it's going to be this long TV show, we get to see it all. We get to see a lot of these smaller conversations that people might have, or just interactions that really add to the character and add to their relationships. I'm super excited for the dynamics between Bucky and Sam. Like,
yes,
just the small little bits of we're partners. We're more like coworkers. Like, it's just,
but we look damn good.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, having revisited a couple of the movies recently, I saw a little bit of Civil War recently, and some of the greatest things in that are watching Bucky and Sam interact with each other.
Yeah.
When they both get their asses handed to them by Spider-Man, he's just like, I hate you. The moment where they're in the car, and he's, can you pull your seat up? No. Just... I really, those are moments that I think everybody remembers and enjoys just because they're kind of like, they're real, but they're funny, and they're genuine character interactions. And, in Civil War, we got 2 of them. They're each 0.8 seconds long. With a movie that's 6 hours long, it's broken up into 1 hour chunks. You get all of those moments, and you get a perfect balance. Like you said, it's a great idea to balance what Marvel does best. Marvel does best with character interactions and action sequences. This show is basically going to be just probably banter and action.
Yeah.
The movie, which I'm all for. I love, we haven't even seen, I don't want to give it away. I mean, like, people know, they showed him in the trailer, but he doesn't say anything. I want to see U.S. Agent in action.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, they're showing you Flag Smashers and Baron Zemos and Sharon Carter's, but we're not seeing anything of John Walker. I'm like, this is exciting. Like, there's stuff that they showed you that the people are not even remembering because they're hyped for something else about this show. And there's not a lot of stuff in this show. Like, it's really going to be about, like, is America so racist they're not going to let Sam wield the shield? That's probably the theme of the show, right? I mean, like, that's it. And it's like, but also Baron Zemo, but also this odd morphing of Flag Smasher into kind of like a, a cult.
Right.
But also, what's Sharon's role in this? What do these guys do in a world without shield? Does sword carry over? A lot of questions. I got a lot of really cool stuff in here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so, also, of course, the cameos, like they name drop Doctor Strange in one of the trailers. Not that I don't expect him to show up. If he's not in WandaVision, he ain't in this.
Right.
But I do in my heart, and I don't look up like rumors and like, I don't look up like spoilers. I want to enjoy the show. But like, I truly think, especially because like, Chris Evans has talked about it in interviews where he's like, I'd come back, I guess, I guess nobody's giving me director jobs, so I guess I'd be Captain America. Because I don't know if you people know, but like, or at least pay attention to the hype. But I know that Evans had been whinging about wanting to direct since probably Civil War. He's been like, man, I really want to direct.
Right.
And it's like, maybe when I get a minute like off this character, I can direct some stuff. And it's like, okay, like good, I hope you do. But I also want you to be Cap, please. Yeah. And if Cap is old, he just has to sit in a chair. And then they're like, we'll just put the CG face over you. Right. That's cool. I'll take old Cap.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. And then like the actors that play Falcon and Winter Soldier, I can't remember their name. Anthony Mackie
and Sebastian Stan.
Yes, their chemistry with each other is just it. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those ones where the humor is just so natural that it's not going to even feel like it was written in. It's just them interacting with each other, and I'm so excited for that.
Agreed.
Sorry.
And of course the expectation. I hope this feels like a complete story.
Yes.
You know, I want it to tease the next thing. I want it to set up the world that we're going into or that we're in, because the reality is they spent like $1 trillion on Disney Plus. This is the world. We're not setting up the next movie. This is the movie.
Yeah.
Like these are the things that they're making. We are making movies, but we're also intrinsically like these are not setups for the next thing. These are the next thing.
Yeah.
So I hope it feels like a Captain America 3. Like is it 3? I forget how many freaking Captain America movies there are. There's Winter Soldier. Yeah, so there's 3 because there's Cap, Winter Soldier, Civil War. I hope that this feels like a Captain America 4, where it's just a complete story. It's about Sam's journey, maybe Bucky too, because he's in it and he's named in it, and you know, it's a world without Steve. And at the end of an end game, you know, Bucky's like, "Yeah, you deserve the shield." I feel like my story is over, but really, like, I am only in like my 30s. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
Right.
Like, what am I gonna do? How do I explain this arm to chicks? What am I gonna do with my life? You know, like I want to see what he does with his life. So
Yeah.
you know, am I gonna move back to Wakanda? Black Panther isn't there anymore. Nobody knows me there.
Yeah. I was just that white guy that was out in the fields with long hair.
Yeah, I was the white guy in the field. They're not gonna let me in based on that.
Right.
Right, the wolf. Right, come on in. No.
I think that this show is also going to be a really good test of fast-paced action movie in a TV show format. I'm nervous.
I hope so too.
I'm a little nervous that some of them might feel like way too abrupt on the ending of an episode, or some might just feel too sluggish or anything like that. But I mean, after this trailer, I am so hyped to start watching this show. Like, it's unbelievable.
Now, is it coming out literally this Friday?
I think so.
I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure it's this Friday.
That's nuts.
So,
Nuts. Can't wait, man.
heck yeah. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. We're getting the Snyder Cut on Thursday, and then Winter Soldier Falcon on Friday. We're getting 5 hours of content.
we're definitely not going to have any free time some of this weekend. That's for sure.
Nope. I will be sleeping well on Sunday, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Anything else that we should bring up? I'm trying to think if there's any new business, but
I can't think of anything.
no, I'm hyped. Out of all these things, out of all these announcements we talked about, what is the thing you're most hyped for?
Ooh, of everything, after seeing the trailer, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's fair. Yeah,
It just grabbed me so fast.
Right. I'm hyped for Falcon Winter Soldier, but I think I'm the most anticipating this Snyder Cut.
Okay.
I gotta see this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. I gotta see it. I gotta see what this is gonna be. Especially because like there's no denying it. Darkseid is gonna be in a movie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that I am excited to see how they portray him and use him in that. So we'll find out.
Yeah. Right? And listen, if you would like to have early access to this show, you can always watch it over on patreon.com/comicstorian or patreon.com/comicpop. Both Patreons post the show on the YouTube channel early to patrons. So you can choose whichever side you want to support, or better yet, support both sides, because they're both on the right side, which is supporting comic books and giving you content every single day of the week if you put them all together side by side. Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this episode. I'm looking forward to having you guest host more, and of course, I'm looking forward to having you as the omniscient voice that intercedes on our behalf whenever Benny and I screw up or are just going on way too long. Time to end the show. Please stop talking. It'll be very great to have you continue to do that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun. I do find it funny that you say that as your camera freezes on the stream side. Oh, there we go. Now we're good.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we froze. Damn it.
But yeah, no, I had a great time. I will be back again next week. Benny
right.
will be doing his move, so he will not be here for that, and I will be with you guys again. So,
Looking forward to it, man. Thank you so much for everything, and that's it. I guess we'll see you guys next time.
so yeah.